What's good? This is Marcus dafingaz back with another video, continuing Logic Pro template week. This week, or today, not this week, today we're going to talk all about Spitfire Audio, the Logic Pro template I use for my Spitfire Audio plugins. Before we get into that, if you go to dafingaz.com/freeplugins, check out my free audio plugins gear guide. It's a little misleading because there are also effects plugins in there. Check that out. There's a lot of free stuff in there. There are over 30 resources that can unlock hundreds and hundreds of free sounds, including some of the ones that we'll go over today in the Spitfire Audio Logic Pro template. Also, before we get into it, Spitfire Audio is currently doing a giveaway, 12 Scores of Christmas giveaway. Check out the 12 Scores of Christmas. Check out the Spitfire Audio on Facebook here or on Instagram, Spitfire Audio, to look at the rules and how you can submit and how you can even use some of the free plugins that are in my free template from Spitfire Audio to enter that. So 12 Scores of Christmas giveaway. Check that out if it's before the deadline and you're watching this video. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to open up my Logic Pro template video, or my Logic Pro template. And here I have Abbey Road 1. We're going to start. They are listed in alphabetical order. The colors really don't mean anything except for when I have trouble with some plugins. I can call or reach out to Spitfire Audio and say, hey, the ones that are green work fine. The ones that are yellow have some issues, or maybe they're not supported on my system yet. And the ones that are red are definitely having issues or are not working at all. So the only one here is the red one. This one was yellow, and I just found out while doing this video that they just made it available for M1 Mac using a beta install, and I've been able to get that up and running. So this is the new addition to the plugin, sort of my template, my Spitfire Audio template. Let's get right into it. Abbey Road 1. This is a grand brass series from the Abbey Road 1 series. With Abbey Road 1, they have a full orchestral section there, but I just have the grand brass, which is low brass. I'm not going to play any of the sounds again. But they have some low brass sounds in there. But you can buy a full orchestra. I believe this one is just $49 just for this section. So definitely check that out. Next, we have Olive Lens 3. Let me turn this on. Olive Lens is a great composer, and this is part of the Spitfire Audio, I believe, recordings label. Put out an album, and you have all of these sounds from that album. You have the interactive album. You have other sounds. You have different categories here that you can narrow it down to, and you also have a big knob here which you can adjust contextually. So some other plugins that are designed similarly may have reverb, they might have a decay, attack, distortion. So definitely check that out in the these sort of plugins. This is $29, £29/€29 library. Very similar plugin, Alex Epton Entropy, another great plugin with great sounds. You have a lot of synth sounds in there. You have the sound design, percussion. There might be some great things in here that you can use for your 12 Scores of Christmas entry, so definitely check that out. Another $29, £29 library. I have ambient guitars. This is a Kontakt library. I believe you need Kontakt Full. It might work with Kontakt Player. Don't quote me on that. But with the ambient guitars, let's open up some of the settings here. You have a lot of these presets. You have hundreds, I believe, of presets in there in these different categories. You also have the advanced presets. You have construction kits. You have factory sounds, and you have individual signals. So really powerful plugin that creates pads and drones based off guitar sounds. So you have the Evo Grid, if you're familiar with the Spitfire Audio Evo Grid system. If not, definitely check out videos on that. But it's basically a way where you can have each note play a different type of evolution over time. The longer you hold the note, it'll evolve. And then you have this great preset button where you can randomize. Then you have some great options and knobs over there. And then the other UI for the Edna ambient guitars. This is great to just add different sounds, and then you can have different effects on each sound. So very powerful plugin. You can even have a sequencer in there, a sequence gate. So really, really great plugin, ambient guitars. Next, we have Aperture, the stack. I have the free version, so let's talk about Aperture. This was part of the Black Weekend deal. Black Friday was last weekend, and Spitfire Audio has some great deals going on. I probably should have did this video last week, so my apologies, but they have some great deals probably on the way for Christmas and New Year, so stay tuned for that. The Aperture was part of a free giveaway where you could get Aperture for free if you spent a certain amount of money during Black Weekend. That deal is over, but the Aperture will be available for purchase outright. I don't know the exact price, but you can buy it outright. It's a really great plugin. Check out videos on that. They also have a free version where you get the one free sound, the Dave Longs, which is actually a great. If you had to choose one free one, this is probably the free one you would want to get. But definitely check that out when they sell it. Check out some videos on it. Really great plugin to purchase when that's available. Next, we have BBC Symphony Orchestra Discover. This is a free, well, you can get it for free or you can pay $49, but Go to the website, spitfireaudio.com, look for BBC SO Discover, and fill out a survey, and they will send it to you for free in about 1 or 2 weeks, and you'll get that for free, or you can get it right now for $49. It's a really great entry into the BBC Symphony Orchestra series. You can upgrade to core or professional with upgrade prices, but get the Discover series for free, and you have violins, you have strings, other strings, violins, violoncelli, basses, you have brass, horns, trumpets, trombones, and tuba. You also have some woodwinds, piccolo, flutes, oboes, clarinets, and bassoons, and you have some percussion instruments there. Really well laid out. I really like to create multiple tracks with these in Logic and create track stacks. So I have all my strings on a track stack, all my woodwinds on a track stack, all my brass on a track stack. And then you don't have any reverb control. If you upgrade to a core or pro, you do have some reverb controls there. And then you can also automate the expression and dynamics here. Next, we have BT Phobos. So this one is red because I have a love-hate relationship with this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I get sounds from it, sometimes I don't. So I've been working with the great team over at Spitfire Audio to get this to work consistently. It's not there yet, at least on my system, which is the M1 Mac, the 2020 version M1 Mac. But great sounds in here when it does work. What I like to do is when I get it working is if I find something I like, convert it to audio, and then edit the audio as needed. But really, really great plugin. The UI could be a little intimidating, so definitely watch some videos on that, but really powerful plugin with some great sounds in there. Next, we have Dark Star Haunted House from a great album by Dark Star Haunted House. Some great synths in here. You have some low synths, some high synths, some voices, some found sounds, some rhythms, some warp sounds, some really, really great sounds in here. Again, you have the presets over here if you just want certain categories, or if you like some favorites, you can favorite them and just click your starred. And then also you have the big knob, so you have some different options here where these can adjust depending on what's selected here. You can adjust that based on that. Next, we have Etna Earth. So similar to the ambient guitars layout, Etna Earth, you have you can add in 2 different sounds here. You have some very powerful options for editing the sounds and then adding some gates and different effects and things. So definitely check out Etna Earth. Really great for creating some cinematic type sounds with that plugin. Next, we have Fragile Strings Evolutions, or Fragile, depending on where you live. Again, this plugin I didn't know was working with M1 Max until today when I started looking into doing this video. Really, really great plugin. Definitely check that out. Fragile String Evolutions on Spitfire Audio. You basically have some great preset rhythms with string stuff. You have some different presets here. You can also click the Feeling Lucky or randomize any of these options. So if you just want walk or visible, the more you click, the different random options, similar to the Evo Grid. And then you have Feeling Lucky, which is great. So definitely check that out. Next, we have Hainbach Landfill Totems. Let me tell you a little bit about Hainbach. This is a great plugin. I actually entered a contest hosted by Composer Magazine, which I believe is run by Spitfire Audio. Composer Magazine highlights some great composers who are composing music for, they're putting out albums or composing music for movies or TV shows and things like that. I won a contest that they hosted, which wasn't even a composing contest. It was just fill out a form, I believe, or do some things, and you're entered. And I won the Hainbach Landfill Totems contest, where I won this great cassette of Hainbach's album. I also won Hainbach's album, which is great. I haven't opened either of these, and I probably won't open either of them. And then I also won Hainbach Landfill Totems. And perhaps the most valuable prize of all is I won a conversation with Hainbach. It was about an hour chat I had with him. I believe it's maybe supposed to be half an hour, but we had a great conversation where he shared some great insight into how he got into producing synth music. I was telling him how I use synth music and apply it to hip hop and pop and R&B and sort of my orchestral stuff, and really dived in a little bit on his plugin and just his story and having that great moment with him. Maybe I'll throw a picture in here if I can find that picture I took with Hainbach, but a really, really great guy, incredible musician, a smart guy, especially when it comes to synth music. Really great that he was able to partner up with Spitfire to create this great plugin. So what's in here? Really great sound effect type sounds that have some tonal elements. So you have cling, you have clang, you have nars or canars. I don't know exactly how to say that. You have crack or cratch. Again, these words I'm really messing up, but thank you, Hainbach, for that opportunity. Thank you, Spitfire Audio and Composer Magazine, for that opportunity. This plugin I did get for free, full disclosure. I did put a disclosure at the beginning, but some of these plugins I have won from contests. Some of these plugins I have been gifted, and then some I purchased. So there you go. Harp. Next, this is the great sounding harp. You have these different articulations down here. You have the PDLD, flageolet, slid, bibligliando. I'm definitely messing up these pronunciations, and then some effects, and then normal. Really great plugin. You can adjust the microphone position here, and then a dynamics, release, and expression. So harp, that is Spitfire Audio Harp, really great plugin. Next we have Henrietta Smith Rolla Spectrum, another great collaboration with another great composer where you can have the big knob here, you can adjust whatever those settings are, dynamics expression there, and then the preset. So you have spectral phases, a lot of spectral sounds in here, spectral reflection, you have spectral rhythms, and spectral percussion. Again, you can use some of these sounds in your 12 Scores of Christmas entry, so check that out. This is another $29/£29/€29 library. Next, we have Spitfire Audio Labs, which is another free plugin. Go to dafingaz.com/freeplugins. Again, check out my free plugins list. This is on there. There's actually a bonus for this particular plugin if you go to my free audio plugins gear guide, so definitely look for that. Free bonus. This is a series of instruments that Spitfire Audio releases for free every month. You can get a new free instrument and add it to your template or to your plugins things. The latest one they released a couple days ago for November was LA Atmos. So definitely check that out. A lot of great sounds in here. You can compose great cues with this, full scores with this. So really, really great free stuff in here. My favorite is probably the slide up cello that is in the string section. So definitely check that out. Next, we have Oliver Arnold's Chamber Evolutions, which is really great for having some chamber evolutions, almost an evolution strings. If you remember back at the ambient guitars, you have this grid here. You can choose this randomize with any, and you have different elements there. When you hold down long notes, it'll sustain. Same with chamber waves, really, really great. This is built into the plugin. You also have basis grids, basis waves. Let me see if I can find it really quick. That would be under, ignore all these other plugins. They're great also, but today is all about Spitfire Audio. We're going to Oliver Arnold's. So you have bases, chamber, and then you also have the individual evolutions where you can load all those up, and you also have the individual waves where you can load those up, and you have other patches here. So really great customization you can do there, or you can just use the basic bases and chamber grids or waves plugins. Or yeah. So OPW, Oliver Patrice Vider, I'm messing up your name. Great sound. This is the OPW library. You have some great pianos in there, pianos layered with pads and different types of string type things. Then you also have a flugelhorn. You have more pads. You have electronics, tempo synced, and one-shots and swells. So definitely check out this percussion stuff in there. Really great for your 12 Scores of Christmas entry. Check out the OPW library, $29, £29, €29. We also have Pull Project, which was released this year over the summer. Really great for the name Pull Project. I almost wish they called it Pool Party, but that's another story. You have some great vocal effects in here. You have Gentle Breeze, which is like, I believe, a flute that was recorded. All these were recorded. All of these were recorded in a pool house. And then you also have solo voice. You have pianos. You have toys. This could also be great, the toy section for your 12 Scores of Christmas entry. And then percussion and synth loop. So definitely check that out. Next, we have Orchestral Swarm. This is more than just orchestra sounds, I believe, or more than just string sounds. I believe you have horns in there. Let me find that one right here. So you can go into bones, brass, horns, strings, woodwinds, and then advanced where you have the individual articulations for those sections. So really powerful plugin. Again, you can automate the dynamics expressions. You have reverbs, adjustments here, the mic settings depending on the mic you want to use. And then you have the little pop-up that'll tell you, to help you out if you have some questions about what these buttons and knobs do. So definitely check out the Orchestral Swarm. Next, we have all of the originals that I own. We have original cinematic pads, which is basically pads that are created using from like string samples. So string sample based pads, which is really great sound. My favorite one is Halcyon Strings here, but definitely check this out. You have a lot of great pads in there. Then you have some great customization options where you can add mellow, bright, or cinematic, and you can have these different layers added to the pads. And then of course the big knob with the reverb, attack, release, and distortion. Same options you have down here. With the cinematic percussion, I like to use this on the score stuff I'm doing, the trailer stuff, trailer music stuff, where you have different percussion elements. You can have the lows, the cymbals, the tams and gongs, earthquake hits, metal hits, highs, lows, again, swells. Some really great library for having different sections of the percussion section, and you can just program different things in, and then you can adjust the mic and distortion and reverb settings here or the big knob here. So you have multiple options for adjusting that. Next, we have Originals Drumline. This is marching band. You want those marching band drums, those rototoms. This is the library for you, $29 again. Ensemble snare hits, tenor drum hits, bass drum hits, rolls, cymbals, swells, hairpins, drum kit mapping. A great percussion library for drum line type sounds, reverb, variation things there. And then you also have the mic, and then you can hype up the sound if you want there. Next is Originals Epic Brass and Woodwinds. This is great for having brass and woodwind sounds. So you have live, long, short for both, and you can choose what you want depending on the the sound you need for your production. You can also see a information icon here to get an idea of how you can use it. So definitely check that out. You can automate the dynamic expression. Again, you have the big knobs here or the smaller knob here where you can adjust the same settings. And then you have the mic and distortion settings. So really great plugin. Similar settings in Epic Strings. You have close room stretch, reverb tightness. You have string articulations for Epic Strings, which is a larger ensemble compared to the intimate strings, which I will show you next. But you have all these different articulations you can choose from, and then you can adjust those based on your sound, and you can automate this as needed. For intimate strings, it's a much smaller ensemble, but really great sound. You have close mic, tree mic, vintage sound, and then you have some different articulations here also for that. So definitely check that out. And then finally, in the original series, we have the Media Toolkit, which is basically random sounds that you can use in your productions. This is a great way to I would suggest looking in this library for your 12 Scores of Christmas entry, because there's just some great sounds in there. Piano, flute effects, guitar, marimba, metallophones. You have other synths, household hits, kitchen hits, high hits, and knock. So definitely check that library out for to get your Christmas vibe, your holiday season music going. Then of course you have the C3 EP you can layer in, or a pad, and then some other reverb and attack release. Next we have Raven Bush Moonglades, another great library with some great baritone violin sounds, some violin loops and things in there, some whirly sounds, some synth sounds, percussion sounds. Another great library from SA Recordings. Again, this is another $29, £29, €29 library. Big knob here to adjust those settings as needed. Raven Bush Moonglades, really great plugin. Next, we have Riccati mallets, or Riccati mallets. Great mallet instrument played by a great mallet percussion player. Great sounds in here. You have different articulations here: main, full, hard, rubber, full soft, tremolo, hot rod. You also have hot rod flams and bows, and then your mic settings and the dynamics and expression. A great mallet percussion library. Next, we have Symphonic Motions, very similar UI to the Fragile String Evolutions, where you can have different string patterns play just by holding down the chord or the note, and you have all these great presets built in there. So really great library. And then you can choose to randomize. On each preset, you can choose a different overlay and a different randomization, discrete, smooth, normal, hard, feeling lucky, based on the preset. So really great there. So definitely check that out. You also have effects and different settings here. So very powerful plugin. You have different mic mixes and mic settings you can adjust. So definitely check out Symphonic Motions. Last but not least, in my Spitfire Audio Logic Pro template is Trends Colors. This one, I like to use the Trends bass preset, really great bass. They also have a filtered bass in there. They have 808 bass synths. Then you have some loops in there. You have some other keys in there, some great drum loops and drum kits. So definitely check out Trends bass. This is part of the new Spitfire Audio initiative called Quality Music Freak, I believe, if I got that right, or Quality Music something. But this is the new group, the new label that this is released under. I believe this is also $29 or £29 / €29. That is all I have in my template. Again, check out some videos on YouTube to hear how these sound. I'm not going to share the sound in this video, but they have some great libraries. I have 29 of them so far and counting. So more to come in my template. Of course, I got to get BT Phobos up and running. Go to spitfireaudio.com, check out some other great libraries, check out some demos, check out all these libraries, check out the demos, the videos on that site, and also check out the 12 Scores of Christmas giveaway. If you are watching this before December 14th, 2021, get in there if you can, submit your entry, and then go to dafingaz.com/freeplugins, get your free plugins, look for the Spitfire Audio free ones there, download those free plugins, and use it as your entry. So definitely check that out. Thank you for checking out this video. Thank you to Spitfire Audio for these great libraries and great plugins. I have more videos on the way. This is the 5th video in my template series. I didn't know I was going to go 5 videos, but I'm glad I did. That was my the number that I wanted to hit. I hope to actually do more in this series, maybe 1 or 2 more, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you again to Spitfire Audio. Be safe and be well, everyone. More music on the way, more videos on the way. You already know. All right, peace.